Welcome to the video. I am Maula, biology teacher. Today our topic is cell, its structure and functions from class 9th biology syllabus AP SCERT. Let us see what is cell. It is a tiny unit which is the basic unit of structure and function in all living organisms. All the living bodies are made up of cells. We have already studied about the discovery of cell, its size and shape. The study of cell is cytology. Cells are very small and cannot be seen with our naked eye. So, cells are studied under microscope. For this purpose, compound microscope is used in our laboratory. For a detailed study, electron microscopy is used. You know, organisms are two types. Based on the number of cells in their body, there are unicellulars and multicellulars. Unicellular body is made up of one cell, so they are called single-celled organisms. Example, amoeba, euglena, yeast, etc. But multicellulars are made up of many cells. Example, plants, animals, birds, etc. Organisms are again categorized into two based on the type of cell in the body. Or we can say on the basis of presence or absence of nucleus. There are two types. There are prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes, cells of these organisms do not have a nuclear membrane. So, conspicuous nucleus is absent. Example, bacteria. But in eukaryotes, the cells of these organisms have membrane-bound nucleus. Example, plants, animals, birds, and other things. Another subtopic is cell membrane. This is also called cytoplasmic membrane, plasma membrane, plasmalemma, or semi-permeable membrane. This is the outermost layer in animal cells. But this is the second layer in plant cells. It lies below the cell. Let us see the structure. This is a biological membrane that separates cytoplasm from the external environment. It is made up of lipids and proteins. So this is called bilipid layer because two lipids are arranged in an upper and lower region. See the picture here and you will know the structure of plasma membrane. And let us see the functions of plasma membrane. Physically, it separates the internal parts from external environment. It defines the shape and the size of the cells. It protects the cell from external environment. Selectively permeability. This is the unique feature of this membrane. It does not allow every substance through it. So, this nature is called selectively permeability. Substances such as carbon dioxide and oxygen can move across this membrane by the method of diffusion and osmosis in passive transport. ATP is not required and involved in this method of transport. Now, let us see the activity given in our textbook to study the presence of cell membrane. First, take a Rio leaf, okay, and tear the leaf and take a small piece of peel, put it on the slide and a drop of a salt solution on it. Cover it with cover slip. Observe it under microscope. The observation is water present inside the Rio leaf cell comes out. Result is shrinking of cytoplasm. Shrinking of cytoplasm along with cell membrane became separated from cell wall. Now, by this activity you can understand the cell membrane separates from the cell and clearly visible the presence of cell membrane. Another topic is cell wall. This is usually absent in animal cells. This is the unique feature of plant cells. They are only present in plant cells and some bacteria. This is the outermost layer in plant cells. Let us see the structure. It is tough but flexible porous layer. It is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose and pectins in plants. But cell walls of bacteria, algae and fungi are made of different materials. Let us see the functions of cell wall. It provides a definite shape and protection to a cell. It continuously exchanges information with other cells during growth and development. Plasmodesmatas are the connections present in the plant cells for this conduction and exchange of materials and information. Cell wall exerts an inward wall pressure to resist the outward pressure exerted by the cell sap. Now let us see the difference between the cytoplasm and protoplasm. Cytoplasm, it is a fluid inside the cell which is bounded by plasma membrane in both the cells usually. It consists of many specialized cell organelles such as nucleus, Golgi complex, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, lysosomes, ribosomes, vacuoles, etc. But coming to the protoplasm, it is a cell fluid. That means it is an entire fluid present inside the cell. In particular, the material inside and outside of nuclear membrane. So we can simply say cytoplasm means protoplasm minus nucleoplasm. Now let us see the comparative account of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. We already studied eukaryotes means a true karyotic cells. That means a true karya means nucleus is present in the cells. We already know the examples are plants and animals. But coming to the prokaryotes, the clear nucleus is absent. And also we can say almost prokaryotes are single celled, but the eukaryotes are either single celled or multicellulars. Coming to the cell wall, almost the cell wall of prokaryotes is made up of different materials, but in eukaryotes the cell wall is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin and etc. Now coming to the another topic, nucleus. A lab activity was given here to observe the nucleus in cheek cells. To conduct this activity, required materials are a toothpick or ice cream spoon or spatula, whatever you have or you can get. Glass slide, cover slip, watch glass, needle, blotting paper, 1% methylene blue, normal saline, glycerin, microscope. These are the required material. You can say the apparatus required for this activity. Now let us see the procedure. Wash your mouth and scrape a little from your mouth. And with a clean toothpick, before doing that, take care. Place the scrap on a watch glass where it contains a small amount of normal saline. Then place the material on a glass slide. Put a drop of methylene blue and wait for a couple of minutes because to observe the dye. Wipe the extra stain with a fine cloth or blotting paper. Put a drop of glycerin over it. Place the cover slip. Observe it under the microscope. Before going to this or during the conduct of experiment, precautions should be taken. What kind of precautions? Let's see. Do not scrap the cheek too hard, it may injure you. Scraped material should be spread uniformly on the side. Excess stains should be drained off. There should be no air bubbles under the cover slip for clear visibility of an object. Now observe under low or high power microscope. Some questions were asked in our textbook. What is the shape of cells that you have observed? We observed that cells are circular because they are animal cells, because we collect it from our cheek. We are all animal cells. Are these cell structures similar to the structure of onion peel cell? Is the another question. No. Because we know the plant cells are rectangular in shape, but in animal cells they are circular in shape. Are there any dark colored, spherical or oval dot-like structures present in the cell? Yes, the answer is yes. As we know, in plant cells, the nucleus is occupied at the center because it is larger. So, the nucleus is at the corner of the cell. But in animal cells, the vacuoles are almost absent. If they are present, they are very small or microscopic. So, the nucleus occupies the center of the cell. Those dark colored substances are the things that appear or called nuclei. Yes. By the end of this activity, you are able to observe the dark colored dot-like structures which are called nuclei. Now, let us see the detailed structure of nucleus. It was first discovered and named by Robert Brown in the year 1831. But he had no idea about its functions. It is one of the most important organelles. See the structure? It is clearly seen under an electron microscope, even in a compound microscope. But the microscopic study can be possible with the electron microscope, and presence of nucleus is the characteristic feature of eukaryotic cells. It is absent in prokaryotes, in mature red blood cells of some mammals, and in phloem seed tube cells of phloem of plants. Especially vascular plants contain phloem. It is the largest and distinct part inside the cell. Schleiden called it as cytoplast because new cells were created from this nucleus. It is enclosed by a double membranous. This membrane separates nucleus from cytoplasm. And this membrane is very similar to plasma membrane, as we already studied the structure of plasma membrane, which is bilipid layer. Inside the nucleus, nucleoplasm is present. This is called nucleofluid, fluid inside the nucleus. And nucleolus also present inside the nucleus, and genetic material which is in the form of chromata or chromosomes also found inside the nucleus. And coming to the functions, nucleus is known as cell's central room or cell brain, or also called master organelle of the cell, because all the activities inside the cell are under the control of nucleus. And also it determines the characteristics of organism. Another major function is cell division. It involves in cell division. It transfers characters from one generation to next generation in the form of chromosomes. They are the hereditary materials. Now let us continue another subtopic, mitochondria. Let us see an activity to observe mitochondria in onion peel or any other available material like leaves of Cassia tora or cheek cells, anything available. A Janus green B. Solution is used for this activity. Jonas, green, B is the solution. Let us see the procedure. Soak the onion peel in Jonas green B solution for about half an hour for absorption of dye. Wash thoroughly with water and keep a piece of peel on the slide. And place the cover slip over it and observe it under microscope with high magnification. Green, oval or cylindrical grains-like structures are scattered inside the cytoplasm. These structures are called mitochondria. And now, electron microscope reveals their unique internal structure in great detail. Let us see the structure. Usually they are absent in prokaryotes, but they are small, spherical or cylindrical in shape in the cells of eukaryotes. Generally, they are 2 to 8 microns long and 0.5 microns wide in size. About 150 times smaller than the nucleus. They are about 100 to 150 in each cell. Mitochondria have a double membrane wall around it. In 2 membranes are present. Outer and inner membranes we call it. The inner membrane of the wall shows some folds which are called invaginations or cristae. Folds are called cristae. And a fluid is present inside the mitochondria called matrix. And most important functions are cellular respiration is the first one. This is a process where the mitochondria derives energy from the form of ATP. Adenosine triphosphate is an ATP, we call it, and this is useful for the organism to do the work. So, this kind of energy is prepared inside the mitochondria. So, mitochondria are called powerhouses of cell. Coming to the another topic, plastids. These are the substances responsible for a color of the cell. Plastids are present only in plant cells. Plastids are mainly of 3 types. One is chromoplast, which are colored pigments. Another one is chloroplasts. Chloro means green colored. Third is leucoplasts, which are colorless or white plastids. Let us see the activity to observe the chloroplast in Rio leaf. Take the peel of Rio leaf and mount it on a slide. Observe it under compound microscope. You will observe small green granules called chloroplasts. They mainly contain green substance called chlorophyll. Because of this green chlorophyll, plants appear green in color. There are different types: chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E, like that. Observing chloroplast in algae. We can collect some algae from pond and separate out thin filaments of them. Place these filaments on slide. Observe it under the microscope. See the different shapes of chloroplasts in the plants. They are disc shape, oval shape, etc. And in some algae, they look like ladders, stars, spirals or reticulate. They are about 4 to 10 microns in diameter. The major function is photosynthesis. That means they trap the energy from sunlight and transform it to chemical energy, thus helping the plants for preparing their own food. Cells involved in photosynthesis may contain around 50 to 200 chloroplasts in each cell. Another topic is ribosomes. They are small granule-like structures in the cytoplasm of the cell. They are formed of RNA and protein. Ribosomes are scattered freely in the cytoplasm. Ribosomes attached on the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes are meant for protein synthesis. Another topic is endoplasmic reticulum. In a short, we call it ER. It is a network of membranes. It was observed throughout the cytoplasm. This network creates passages within the cytoplasm for the transport of substances from one part to another part inside the cell. This is intratransport. The ER is a large network of membrane-bound tubules and sheets. Its membrane is almost similar in structure to the plasma membrane we already studied. It appears in two types based on the presence or absence of ribosomes on it. Example, RER and SCR. These are the two types. Where endoplasmic reticulum may have some granules like structures on their surface, which are called ribosomes. Such parts are called rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER. It is the site of protein synthesis. And another part of endoplasmic reticulum where the ribosomes are absent, are not located on their surface or appear smooth. So that is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. RER helps in the manufacturing of fat molecules or lipids are important in cell functions. The manufactured proteins and lipids are then sent to various places in the cell depending on need. That means transporting. Some of these proteins and lipids help in building cell membrane, help in the construction of cell membrane. Thus, the one function of the ER is to serve as channels for the transport of materials between various regions of the cytoplasm, or between, we can say that, cytoplasm and the nucleus. It also functions as a cytoplasmic framework, providing a surface for some of the biochemical activities of the cell. In vertebrate liver cells, smooth endoplasmic reticulum plays a crucial role in detoxifying many poisons and drugs. Another topic is Golgi complex. Camillo Golgi had observed it in the year 1898 using a compound microscope. But its finer structure can be observed only under an electron microscope. We cannot see under compound microscope. It is also made up of several membranes. These membranes create sac-like structures around which many fluid-filled vesicles around. The proteins and other substances produced in the ribosome reaches the Golgi body through these vesicles. Functions of Golgi complex is to pack various substances before they are transported to other parts of the cell. These substances are either sent towards of the cell membrane or another organelle. They are called lysosomes. The number of Golgi bodies varies from cell to cell. Another topic is lysosome. Lysosomes are tiny particles visible in the cytoplasm. It was found that they contained some destructive enzymes, but they did not damage the cell. These enzymes normally do not come in contact with the rest of the cell. The materials that need to be destroyed are transported to the lysosomes. Usually the substances are transported. Then the lysosomes get them digested at times. The lysosomes burst and the enzymes are released to digest the cell. So these lysosomes are called suicidal bags of the cell. Another topic is vacuole. Here how to observe the vacuole is an activity given. Take the leaf or a stem of any succulent plant which have fleshy leaves or stem. Example, cactus. Take thin cross section of the stem of the plant. Stain it with diluted safranine solution. Observe the section under low or in high power microscope. You can observe the large empty spaces present in the cell. These are called vacuoles. They appear like sac-like structures filled with fluid. In animal cells, vacuoles are small in size, while in the plant cells they are large. In mature plant cells, they might occupy almost the entire cell. Functions of vacuoles. Vacuoles maintain turgor pressure within the cell. They export unwanted substances from the cell. So they are the repositories of the cell. Another topic, are cells are flat? Let us see. Usually when cells are seen under microscope, the image appears as a flat and two-dimensional structure. In reality, cells have length, breadth and thickness. We can easily see the length and breadth when it is in two dimension, but cannot see the thickness of the cell under the microscope. The easiest method is to observe the thickness of the cells is just by changing the light focus while viewing plant cells on the slide. You will find that you are able to see the thickness of the cell. This three-dimensional image becomes clear if you reduce the intensity of light as well. The next topic is, where do cells come from? Magically, they do not origin or birth on their own. They are usually developed from the previous cells. Let us see. We know that all the living organisms are made up of cells and that each cell has a nucleus. We are talking about a eukaryotic cell. Schleiden and Schwann were the first to claim that a theory which was applicable to all living organisms. The theory is called cell theory. After 200 years of Robert Hooke experiments in discovering the cell, Matthias Jakob Schleiden, Theodor Schwann proposed this cell theory. They together formulated this cell theory. This theory, however, did not explain as how the new cells were formed. Rudolf Karl Virchow in the year 1855 first explained that the new cells could be formed only by the division of the pre-existing cells. He modified the hypothesis and gave the cell theory a final shape. Two cardinal principles of cell theory are: first, all the living organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. The second one is, all cells arise from pre-existing cells. This is the cell theory. Thank you. This is the end of first chapter from class 9 English medium biology.